Alright peeps, welcome to a brand new season of Timberborn on the channel. We're going to be doing an update 6 map, which has those lovely 3-dimensional water physics and our hangs. This season we're going to be playing with the Iron Teeth on a custom map, the Cave. On hard mode of course. Let's begin. Now I don't know if you noticed by the thumbnail of the map there or the title of this video, but this map is a 32 by 32 challenge map. Let's go! Now what do we call this Cavey delight here? I treat Big Cavey after its big founder. I forgot about this. They build up beavers hang about on the district centre when they're idling. But as I was saying, because this land was founded by Davey here, and it just so happens to have a beautiful cave attached to the side of it, it's called Cavey. Now why didn't we come back to Davey? And for now, gone for a little adventure in this cave. You can see we've got a waterfall, so there'll be some water sources up there spishing out. And if we emerge from behind the waterfall, we can see it gets ruined even more with another waterfall and potential third falls. But that's not it. We've got a little corner to gan round here where we find some water sources. Oh, and because I got dev mode on, we get to see how powerful they are. Big 1 strength. Anyway, let's turn free mode off and take a proper lay of the land here. So we've got heaps of berries, a handful of trees and oaks knocking about. We've got our hang city at the top here, hiding some scrap in the back, and a little ruins there. And if we have a look in on the scrap, this is where we find those sources that are patient doing and creating that lovely waterfall there. Well, there's a second falls here. Oh, is there another source? Ooh, that's probably where the other waterfall from inside's going as well, isn't it? Let's peek our way in here and say, where's the source? Is this the source? Blockage. Is this the source? Water source. Is this like a tiny little room with a source in it? It is! Look at this. This map is mint! Anywho, let's get cracking, eh? Let's smack some paths along here. Oh, and as well, thanks to these lovely handy-dandy hour hangs here, we've got a fancy bridge over the river. No need for handy-dandy small warehouse bridges. Not on this map. Let's crank the builders to 4 here before I forget. And start building this wee tune. Paying close attention to which order I place the buildings in for any high level priority shenanigans we end up getting on with. But of course we're going to be doing water, we're going to be doing food, we're going to be doing wood. I'm not going to be forgetting storage this time. And I do have a proper little plan for this map. So let's get all that placed. And I do believe once we bump these up to 18 hours, that is us ready to press resume. And watch all the beavers run out the district centre. Have 4 of them gone to work, and 4 of them sit around day and noot. For a minute or two, you know. Just until we get these flags built, and then we'll have plenty of jobs going. Speaking of, I forgot to put all of these flags up to maximum priority. Oh, of course. I didn't mark anything for cutting. Let's sort that out right here, right now, so I never have to worry about it again. And there we have it. They're all marked for cutting. I can resume the game and let the tree choppers chop the trees. Now I did notice up here it's not saying marked for cutting. Does that mean on the old hour hangs here I cannot actually do anything with them? Like, need plenty crops. Need plenty crops allowed. What about slapping some terrain on here? Nah, it says nah, not allowed MiGly, not today, not until update 7. Oh look, you got some beavers hammering away at the old... Oh, I missed it. But they were hammering away at the old berry bushes, so I could quite nicely pop a wee farmhouse in here and a deep water pump in here. Now the deep water pump is the priority out of these two. For now, I'm actually going to do my old job. I didn't explain this. The tactic I'm going for build-wise here today is I have everything maximum priority and pause the things that I don't want to get built. Except for some things that are high priority and other things that'll be low priority as well. I need to set the assignments for the storage. There's my storage set up there. Apart from one that I need to place right here with the maximum priority for a bit of water for this pumper here. So I'm going, each pumper has got 2 tanks to begin with, and I'm ready to unpause as and when is needed. But I'm a tad concerned at the whole tiny little 32 by 32 map, and therefore the very limited amount of wood we have. I need to be very, very efficient with me wood here, as well as my workplaces as well. Need to make sure we keep all of our beavers. I did maximum priority this job. Eee, what am I like? Straight off the bat with Mr. Dave slurping. The beavers are too thirsty. They shouldn't be this thirsty. Well, I mean, I think I somewhat got away with it, but I did waste a day of slurpage, like. Alright, let's be quick with this. I want to plant kohlrabies all the way over here. I want to do it right now before anything's built, so we don't have any dodgy berries spreading. Oh, and what I done when I was in that speedy up bit there is I went in any of these that are under 42%. I just went ahead and said, yeah, nah, mate, just get yourself doing. Get ripped up, you're better off being a kohlrabi. And then as and when they get their berries picked, I'm going to tell the beavers to rip them up, replace them with kohlrabis. And I'm going to have to keep on top of that with every one of these trees that gets picked up, and I'll keep swaffing it about. Oh, but make sure I didn't end up covering the paths that I want to do. We're going to have a path going up the side here. I don't think I'm going to extend this path any further out, so we'll plant kohlrabis there. I do have a plan for over here, so we'll block that off. And I do have a plan for here as well, so we block this off. What's this? Is this... What? How do I get into here? You know what? Just while I'm blocking things off, block you off. Beavers can't chop down. I'm going to have to... There's got to be another way, right? Here we're gone, here we're gone, here we're gone. Oh, little... I was going to say tidy staircase down here, but you get your staircase anywhere. It's a good thing I've got fancy ladders in it. And I can just pop some ladders down. But I would definitely want to be blocking off those. We didn't want trees growing in there, and then this whole little valley here being inaccessible to us. Not on a teeny weeny 32 by 32 map, we didn't. We still got by the builder. Oh, what's Davey up to? Davey the inventor! Kipping in the blueberry fields. I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Walkhead. Look at Davey gone to work. Sitting in the house. The inventor house, that is. Just grafting away. Thinking up great ideas. Ideas of how to traverse up and down hills and whatnot. While watching this efficient beaver build this bit farmhouse here, I, for some reason, thought stairs were unlocked. Like, you didn't have to use science points. I was wrong, clearly, but that does scupper me plans somewhat. That's a bonus 70 science points I need to whip up real quick. I guess the efficient builder needs a bit of water. Oh yeah, we're gone. Yes, the builder, you can see him coming through, hammering away. Alright, he's going to get it in. Of course he's going to get it in. Right, speaking of getting it in, one grafter, maximum priority, and I'm going to have to pause something, aren't I? Yes. Unless I've got a kit who's about to grow up. You know what? No. Stop being daft. MiGly, just pause a lumberjack flag. I tell you what, like, update 6 is such a treat. We've got the farmers with the hats on, planting the kohlrabis with the proper little animations and that. We had the builders with the hammers and that. It is a wonderful little update, update 6. And we've got update 7 right around the corner and all. That may or may not be why we're doing this map somewhat out of the blue. Because I have a feeling that update 7 will somewhat trivialise tiny map gameplay. Just somewhat. So I want to get a proper update 6 blast in with it where it's all about the water and the aqueducts. Now, speaking of water and aqueducts, I do want to use this river for a bit of power. So let's get ourselves a little compact power wheel. We're going along here like this, big power. And then we'll realise that we're going to get a drought soon and we're going to have to block off the river. If I delete these two, I can put a dam here, here, and here. No. Here, I'll take that extra block of water, thank you very much, Lee. And then down the line, I can upgrade this and go 4 long. Maybe even dynamite something, gun 5 long. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, you know. We'll leave these paused for now. But we will maximum priority them. Right, so how we're coming along, beavers. You're just somewhat getting some water up. I maybe want to go ahead, maximum priority this. I maybe wanted to do that earlier, but clicked the wrong priority button. Tell you what, let's unpause this gatherer flag here. Because this gatherer flag can go ahead and start picking some berries. Come on, Jim. Once you pick that berry, I'm going to tell the beaver builders to rip it up. And then we just need to keep our eyes on where this beaver guns and advise the builder beavers to rip up any berry bushes that are freshly harvested. I've just spent the past, like, 30 seconds being like, why aren't we picking any more berries? MiGly, it's night time. Look at the sky. It's all dark. Yeah, I do love the forever daytime mod, like. Oh, we had a kid grow up and all. Jim. Are you kipping in the district centre? Oh, I forgot I was on speed 3. Oh, you're the berry picker! Oh, aye. His first job is picking berries, which has earned him the nickname, the Blue Maloo. Tell me, Blue Maloo, what do you think of your new nickname?
I bloody love it, that's a cupcake too.
Well, I'm glad Blue Maloo there likes his new name. I like it and all, mate. It suits your little tinged fur, if you know what I mean. Blue Maloo, mate, I was just about to talk about your bit tats on the back. And you turned around. But look, he's got his bit wings on the back. I don't know why I'm letting the game play during that, but look, he's got the little wing tats. Oh, would you look at this? We've got the kit observing the big builder beaver hammering in the new warehouses. The kit wants to grow up to be a big builder beaver like the puppy. We've got our skyncing away there, even though you can only see one door. Because if we pan to the right, you can see we've got a skyincer direct access from the district centre because it's a 4-way number. And if we pan to the left, we can see we've got the water pumper up and running. And that I didn't maximum priority it. What a guy. What a absolute guy I am. Well, aren't I happy I did that whole fancy pan to the left, pan to the right manoeuvre there. So we could find out that I didn't do the thing. You can get pause because you got 20 lags. No point idling there when you could be a grafter, builder, beaver, quarret. Big quarret, building the little handy dandy small warehouse there. Go on, get it in. Oh, I pick up a log from the little industrial pile and then get it in. Now we can store our kohlrabies. Are you going to build the little blue house? Where would the blue house, yes. Yes, you can tell what city I'm from. Are you going to build the little blueberry warehouse in there? The kit's waiting eagerly? Or at least it was until I started zooming in. Yeah, we're gone. The last couple of hammer blows and it's going to be in. And we're going to be able to store those berries. So keep an eye out for our beaver over there. Our blue Maloo. He's going to move his berries from his little berry post into the little warehouse. And then he's going to pick some more berries. Hopefully those ones so it's all in one shot. Hell yeah! Love it. Now don't forget, once he's picked that berry, we need to get it ripped up. We'll get this one ripped up and all. Let's get kohlrabies planted wherever we've chopped down a tree or two. Oh yes, and quite important, we should probably be building these, shouldn't we? Because we're most likely going to have some sort of tide change imminently. Oh, morning beavers! Make sure you hammer that dam in. And we've went 4 days without a tide change warning. Rather lucky considering my many inefficiencies that have happened thus far. Speaking of inefficiencies, let's pause ye and unpause ye. We didn't want to be clogging up the old lumberjacks, you know. Lumberjack. Alright, so we're faced with a predicament, peeps. Do I spend 60 science points on a forester, or do I spend 70 science points on some wooden stairs? Because the wooden stairs are nice. However, that function is also served by ladders. It's a bit hefty on the science points. But I think if we proper beast these science points, we'll be alright. And to beast the science points, we need grafters. So let's unpause this breeding pod. We can afford to have one grafter leave the old district centre and become an inventor. So let's unpause one of these. Look at that. We've got our builder smashing away at the breeding pod. We've got our berry picker, Blue Maloo, picking up those berries there in a kit. Being like, this is where babies are born, aren't they? Yes, kit. This is where babies will be born. I did somewhat not realise / forget that that would also stop the construction of this because I placed this dam well after I placed those buildings there that I've just unpaused. But these are in there, which means the builder beaver should be getting back to smashing this big old dam in here. And I reckon by the time they've got this next 7 logs in, there's going to be another couple to finish it off. So why don't we have ourselves a little speedy up hammer montage? And there we're gone. The hammer's been blown. Yeah, sure, we'll stick with that. How our water tank situation's gone, we're somewhat filling up. Oh, perfect timing! Why don't I place a little small tank in there, give it the maximum of priorities with a water tank storage. Oh, and it looks like we have all got our builder beaver now, going around and picking up all of these berry bushes. A tad overdue, but we'll get there, you know. Ooh, would you look at this? We've got a second builder. That means unpause the inventor bot. I also unpaused this small tank as well, so each one of these water pumps has got 3 tanks each to fill up. Once it's built, of course. And there we have our flower inventors in a little square there. Inventing away. Getting us heaps and heaps of science points. I think our gamble that, yeah, I've definitely decided I'm going to make. To hold out for 300 science points for the ladders instead of going for stairs. I think it's going to pay off. And I'm tempted to go for a forester and get that built and start planting trees, or at least marking off where these bloody blueberries can spread to. You know what? Pathing it up. There we go, and it's all pathed up now. No more unnecessary spreading of the blueberries. Ooh, but I'm noticing we are starting to run out of trees, like. I think I'm going to pause this lumberjack flag here, just so we get another builder knocking about. And while we've got the night time happening, I'm going to go ahead, whip out some handy dandy small warehouses. You didn't actually think I wasn't going to use them, did you? And we're going to pop a good old-fashioned lumberjill on the top here. Lumberjill installed. And that is a high priority job right there. I'm happy enough with the water storage because, well, we're not full. And we've got a drought approaching. So, yeah, you know, I think unless we start filling these up in the next 3 days, or do a big risk it, because we are needing to conserve all the wood we can. Hence the handy dandy small warehouses. So yeah, now maybe we risk it for the old iron teeth biscuit. The kohlrabi tasting biscuit. Oh, not that kohlrabi. That kohlrabi needs to be a path. Quickly get that in. Oh, and that kohlrabi and all. Oh, I need to be paying attention to where I'm whapping the kohlrabi's doing, like. You know what? I should have done a speedy up bit over here, shouldn't I? If the beaver builder's absolutely hammering the shite out of these small warehouses to get them in on time. But they're in. I mean, they're not really in on time for anything, but we do need to unpause one of these compact water wheels. We need to power this bad lad somehow. Oh, and we are getting unfortunately close with our water storage, like. But 180, especially if our paws say this breeding pod, I think we could be alright. You know what? Why didn't we have ourselves a little speedy up bit? If the beavers uprooting the blueberry bushes, planting the kohlrabis, and maybe chopping down a tree and building this lumber mill. And guess who forgot to pause the breeding pod? I only noticed when I unpaused the construction of this breeding pod. I'll have to keep an eye on this bad lad, but while we do that, why don't we have ourselves a tidy little view of this little lumber mill getting built? When we get some logs, that is, of course. Now, it looks like we got the breeding pod in well before the actual lumber mill's in. Well, not well before 8 logs, but if we need to wait bloody 30 days to get them in, they're not much use, are they? Oh, and I've just clocked 285 scoians. We're nearly there. We just need 4 of these grafters grafting away. And look, we still need to slope up some water. So I'm happy that we didn't unpause any of these tanks and waste the wood on that. Because as you can see, now we in desperate need of wood. And having this bad lad paused hasn't really affected anything. Now it's grew over here yet. I do want to get this gatherer flag unpaused, but I may wait another day. I do want to get 2 grafters in this farmhouse though. Bye in Ebox. You've got loads of kohlrabis that have grown new. Get them in. Get them replaced with some fresh kohlrabi seedlings. Oh, and during that speedy up bit, we got 300 science points, which means delete this path. Replace it with a fancy dancy lad. Oh, look at that fancy lad. That gets beavers up and down. What more could you want from a ladder, you know what I mean? Well, that is a maximum priority ladder right there. And the second we get up to 60 science points, forester time. Yeah, let's get the second ladder in that I've been thinking about. Early to there. We're getting close to having all the blueberry bushes out here ripped up and replaced with kohlrabis. It won't be too much longer and we'll only have this big strip on the side here. And the reason I'm keeping this strip on the side here is I reckon we'll find out in 0.3 days when the water level drops. A lot of this is going to become dry. A very dry ground. And I'd rather just leave the berries in there than have kohlrabis die up every drought. Oh, good morning, beavers! I hope you don't mind a 5-day drought. We've got the water pumps paused, so we've got 182 water to see we're through. And that's the water doon there. It's doon, and we'll see it slurp away over here very soon, drying up into the ether. Oh, here we're gone. Here we're gone, it's happening. It's only a 5-day. We should be alright. I think we gamble for the 183 water. Should be fine. During this drought, my absolute one goal is to get this lumber mill in this compact wheel in. Get these up and running. That's my one thing I want to do this drought. There are some sub-goals, of course. Keep the beavers alive, that's one of them. Waiting until we get to 60 scoiance points, deleting these paths and lumberjack flags and replacing it with a good old-fashioned forest. Oh, thank you very much, Lee. Now that's the priority I'm going to leave those 3 builds in. So the 2 ladders are highest priority, but the one on the left should get built before the one on the right because the one on the left was placed beforehand. And then they should crack along with this forester here. Now would actually maximum priority forester, because using the same logic they should go left ladder, right ladder, forester, in terms of planks at least. Now look at that, we got 3 builders and 4 farmers. Sorry, 4 farmers and 2 builders. There we go. I want to go have a look in this cave when it's all empty of water. Have a look at this waterfall up here. Tell you what, this is not the easiest angle to get, but there's the water sources there. It comes out of here and then goes down. You can see it just on the right there. It goes down into the river system. This is a mad little cave, this, like. I think especially over here where these are. The little secondary water passageway up the side there. Oh, and the tertiary cave in here that you can barely even see when there's no water coming out of it. Full of blockages. Oh, it is full of blockages and all. And there's the water source peeking away there. So during this drought, I'm just going to go ahead, rip up any berries that need to be ripped up, and sort of just hang about and watch things. I'll try and do a little bit of a speedy up bit for you. Because it is just a game of waiting, isn't it? AKA a waiting game. Right, while we're doing this wee speedy up bit, how are you liking this map so far? I know we're like in episode 1, but you know, how are you liking it? It's a nice little challenge. If you watch season 1 of my little Timberborn series, you know, I love a good 32 by 32 challenge. And I'm keen to hear if there's anybody out there that also appreciates the teeny weeny maps and the mad strategy and builds that come from being forced into such a tiny space. Most of the more challenging issues I found were the lack of green ground, whether it be just making progress slow and building with tree growth, or really capping your population with the amount of food you can produce. But I've got plans to sort all that out, you know, and I think we may well get that all sorted out. But yeah, before I forget forever, big ups to the map creator here. This is a highly detailed map. I can only imagine the hours it took to do this. It's an absolute corker, mate, and honestly, absolute corker. We have it. Cycle 2 begins, and we begin cycle 2 with a lumber mill. I think this is the quickest I have in 25 water and all. I was just about to panic and get these unpaused, but yeah, no, they're unpaused automatically, thankfully. But I think it's the earliest I've actually had a lumber mill kick in the boot. Absolutely mint. Now, do we have wood stocking up to get put in here? That's very important. We desperately need that. Let's sort out the workplaces. So we've got a beaver in here. And we pause a third inventor so we can have 2 beavers in here. Davey playing in the planks. What an absolute leg end in here. Davey, founder of Cavey. And you know what? I think with that, we've got 7 logs stored up in the forester. We've got 4 logs stored up in the ladder. And we've got 8 logs being chomped down. I think we're going to get this ladder in. Like, nowt's a matter. But before we end the episode, I decided during that speedy up bit that I'm only going to use handy dandy small warehouses as platforms during episode 1. So I've got to real quickly pop this water pump in before I end the episode. I'm gonna pop our water on her. But anywho, peeps, I hope you've enjoyed this wee episode on this wee 32 by 32 map. And I'll catch yous in the next one. Peace.